What is up, everyone? So the other day I got invited to a very special Adidas event in Brooklyn that was promoting the opening of their new store here in New York City. And when I was there, two things happened. One, I got an exclusive, what is he gonna do with the rest of his life interview with Frank Lampard, who might be someone you've heard of before. And two, I got to play against the Chelsea great in a game of target practice, which we all know I'm gonna be the favorite in this matchup because of my masterful free kick skills. So Anthony, show us how it all went down.
So here we are, the man, the legend, the hero, and Frank Lampard in what looks like the industrial zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And the players doing some stretches there. That would have their physios tearing out their hair in frustration. Lampard in the tracksuit, Conrad wearing the pro athlete's choice, skinny jeans and dinner jacket. He has a hot date after this. So round one, pretty simple. You've got to hit the targets. Lampard should be good at this. Most of his goals were deflections. He's a clever bloke, by the way, Frank Lampard. One of the only footballers to have a school qualification in Latin. Contrast that with Steven Gerrard, who can only barely understand English. And wowzers in my trousers, Jimmy had taken an early lead, but it's been relinquished already. This game moving faster than Dimitri Payet at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Interestingly, there's a side plot to this game, by the way. The third ball in the centre there will be used by Paul Pogba. But like in most games this season, he has failed to turn up. So Lampard in the lead after round one, but only 50 points in it. Next round, probably something very similar. And yes, it is. This time, two shapes to aim at. Lampard, of course, used to aiming at pointy square things. He's played most of his career with John Terry. Although you'd have to say that these shapes are moving a little bit more quickly. And blimey, Jimmy has to pull something out of the bag to restore parity. As it stands, his stock is sinking more rapidly than Alan Pardew's career prospects. Lampard they're 4 seconds to go. Jimmy misses one and Lampard nails 100 to take his score to 5-2-5. And that could be the match. But what's this? A man who looks as if he's never been in goal in his life goes between the sticks after asking directions that it's just ahead of you, mate. And this is every Englishman's worst nightmare, the penalty shootout. Although, to be fair, Lampard is the one good English penalty taker. Let's not forget that. He had enough practice at Stamford Bridge. He just had to sneeze on Didier Drogba in the box and he'd fall over. But it's a miss! It's a miss! Oh dear! Now, can Conrad take the lead? He'd have to hit both corners simultaneously, like a kind of horizontal Tony Yeboah. And he does neither. He does neither. It's 25, but a respectable tally. But Frank Lampard is the winner. And wow, that keeper really earned his keeping goal there. Could have just put some gloves on a vacuum cleaner and it would have done a similar job. But nevertheless, Lampard is victorious and tops the leaderboard in the process. Bad luck, Jenny. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. So I can't say this for sure. I'll have to go back and watch it about 50 more times, but I'm pretty sure he was cheating, just a cheater, and he was cheating he's just better at the game than I am, and that's just unfair, and I don't think that was, whatever, it's fine. I just, this is like my channel, it's not the Frank Lampard channel. Anyway, let's just get to the interview, which also has a disclaimer. The subway trains on the Manhattan Bridge were loud and they were going by a lot and they dominated a lot of the things we were saying. So what you're about to see are the best parts, what was left. So I have a few questions here for the man, myth, and legend known as Super Frank Lampard. Frank, first and foremost, what is there left for you to do? You've won every trophy there is in England. You've won the Europa League, you've won the Champions League, you've played in World Cups, you've seen David Beckham naked in the shower. Do you just drop the mic at this point, or what do you do?
No, I suppose dropping the mic is on the cards. Steven Gerrard's just retired from football, and I think he can be very happy with his career as well. So I don't know really. I've kind of taken a bit of time out after the end of our season here, and I'll make the choice. I will either play for another year, probably, or stay in football in another way, stay in the game. It means getting my badges to potentially be a coach, get involved with the media side like yourself, and stuff like that interests me too. So there's lots of options, and I'm enjoying having just a bit of a break.
Okay, so You see Gareth Southgate take over the English national team job. Do you think, geez, anybody can do this?
Right. I didn't agree with that. You can say that.
Yeah. Okay, then with the media stuff, you see Jamie Carragher, you see Alan Shearer do it. You think, God, anybody can do this or what?
Yeah, that's it again. They're actually very good. You know what? I've been fortunate enough to do work in the media a little bit with Jamie Carragher, not with Alan Shearer, but I respect him too. And what I will say now that commentary, punditry, 10, 15 years ago was kind of like, yeah, it was a good game, game of two halves, the old cliches. Now the in-depth analysis for us at home watching it on the TV is great, and I think it's much more of a study thing. It's not as easy. It looks easy to sit on TV and talk about football, but I think now they're taking it to different levels, showing the people at home what's really happening behind the scenes tactically and stuff like that, and that's great, and that's why that would interest me, because I think it's grittier than what it used to be.
What was the hardest part of your adversity that you faced throughout the? Because you guys were over in England under a lot more scrutiny than players over here.
I suppose success, yes, and that's just being humble and keeping your feet in the ground. I was very fortunate to my dad was an ex-player. He knew the ropes. He told me it would be pitfall. So I was always kind of like that. I think I never got too far ahead of myself, even when things were going great. I think that's important to say. But then also, you have to be psychologically very strong in tough times. Getting knocked out of World Cups of England, coming home to some criticism, not playing so well for your club, getting some criticism, and you have to rise above it. I think the important thing as a player, I've found as a lot more experience, is to keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. Work really hard in the training field, and then things turn around if you do the right things. So that's kind of how I try to take it on.
All right, Frank Lampard, everybody. Good luck in whatever's next.
Okay,
we're really excited to see what's going to happen. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
There he is.
Good man.
I got a proper handshake. It's official now.
Yeah.
There you have it, everyone. A great night was had by all, despite my loss in the target practice. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. So my sincere thanks to Super Frank for his time and to Adidas for the invite. And make sure you guys go check out their store the next time you're in NYC, because it is insane. Later.